Hello everyone, this is Silverdisk, and as you may or may not know, some time ago I did a video called Fun Things That You Might Have Missed in Kryta. Well, that video actually became a success, so I finally decided to do the second part. This is Fun Things That You Might Have Missed in Ascalon. What am I going to do in this video? I'm going to take a look at things in Ascalon that you do not need for your map completion. So basically I'm gonna take a look at hidden areas, achievements, mini dungeons, a lot of stuff that you may or may not know about, and I hope to even offer something of interest to even the most seasoned Guild Wars 2 players. So let's dive right into it. And Fireheart Rise, next to Break 2's waypoint, which is located over here, there's a hidden area called Rebel Seclusion. The entrance to this is right next to the Champion Alpha Wolf event, which is over here. Basically, this is the entrance. You go in here, there's a ton of separatists. You can decide to take them out. I'm just going to skip them for the sake of this video. Basically, you go to the right all the time. You can also go to the left, but that's just going to lead to dead ends. And this area actually offers 2 chests and an explorer achievement, so it's definitely worth checking out. The first chest is located over there. I already looted it today, so I'm gonna loot it again. You basically just continue and you'll see Ascalonian ghosts show up here. Then you go to the left and you go to the left once more and you climb this slope. For the sake of, not dying, I'm going to take these Ascalonian ghosts out, so I'm gonna skip this part of the video a bit. And over here you'll see the Splendid chest, which is the final chest, and as you get close to it you get the Explorer achievement for 10 achievement points. You don't actually even need to open it, but I already have it, so you won't see it show up, but it should show up now as you get over here. Alright, so as soon as you've taken them out, you can open up the chest here. And as you'll see, I have the Rebel Seclusion Explorer achievement. In the southwestern corner of Ebonhawk, there's this little farm, and on this farm there are a bunch of chickens. And if you attack these chickens, you actually find that they're not like the normal chickens you attack in Guild Wars 2. For some reason you can't kill them. And if you keep doing this, actually a bunch of angry chickens will spawn and will attack you. And this is... You can't even kill these angry chickens because they have like thousands of hit points, and this... It's just terrible. They chase you around, and it's an amazing reference to the Zelda franchise, in which if you attack like the cuckoos, they come after you as well. It's just terrible. It's an amazing reference. Ah. And if you run far enough, they disappear. Fortunately, just imagine walking around Ascalon and those chickens just won't stop chasing you. That'd be terrible. In the Iron Marches, close to the Brandwedge encampment waypoint, you will find this sort of corridor-looking place next to the Dragon Brand. And if you go there, you'll notice the sentinel over here, and you'll see this sort of cave, and I'm just gonna run through it for the sake of this video. But if you go in here and keep walking for a bit, eventually you'll run into Riff Suitclaw, who is right over there. And the funny thing is, Riff Suitclaw has some dialogue, and if you talk with him, he let me just take out this card over here. If you talk to him, he'll talk to you about his garage and what your purpose is. But basically you can ask him about joining his warband, and he gives you a challenge. If you can fix the tank that he has that's like standing right next to him, he will actually make you an honorary member of his warband. So how do you fix this tank? Its tank is right over here, and what you gotta do, first of all, you gotta grease the turret gears. Then you gotta tune the engine. Then you gotta unclog the exhaust pipes. Then you gotta reseat the drive shaft. And last of all, you gotta reattach the steering rack. And now it says the vehicle is fully operational. You should inform Riff Suitclaw. So then if you talk to him again, he's like, wow, I'm impressed, and then you'll actually unlock the Skin of Iron's tailpipe bandana. And then you are an honorary member of his warband. And well, that's basically it. You get this rather terrible looking skin, but it's... especially if you're skin collecting, this is pretty important. Like, it's over here. It already unlocks, but you can also double click it. Doesn't really make any sense. But, like, you can use the inventory one if you don't want to use transmutation charges. I've never actually seen anyone wear this, but it's... you could use that if you wanted to. In Fireheart Rise, again close to Breakthrough's waypoint, there's an entire mini dungeon that a lot of people for some reason do not know about. It's called Vexa's Lab, and basically you gotta climb the volcano and you'll notice these platforms. Well, you gotta wait for a bit for these platforms to turn on, and then you just, you just jump on them, and eventually you'll get to this Asura gate. And I could make an entire video about this because it's awesome and it's pretty big actually, but I'm just gonna give you the short version. Basically in the first room you gotta enter these portals. There are several paths, but the path you see in this video is one of the quickest paths. You basically just go into these portals and you appear somewhere else in the room and you go to another portal, and it takes some trial and error. And in the next room, you gotta basically get to the end of the room without being knocked off. These golems here knock you off the platform, and if they knock you off, you gotta try all over again. So that's a bit tricky, but after some trial and error you'll get it. And then you get to the boss room. And actually, normally there's a golem that you gotta kill first, but when I got here, some people had already killed the golem, so... after the golem you get Vexa, who is the boss, and you just attack her. She isn't that strong, but she has a move that allows her to knock you off the platforms, but you can just swim and get back up. And if you kill her you get an Explorer achievement, which is worth 10 achievement points, and you get a magnificent chest, which unfortunately did barely drop anything good for me. In the town of Nolan, which is located in the Essa Plateau, right next to the Black Citadel, there's this little area that has char cups playing around. And actually, if you stay around for a while, you'll notice that these two char cups are talking about how this place is haunted. And the one char cup says, that's the only explanation, where else would the singing be coming from? So that's rather spooky. But actually, if you go over here, you'll notice this little hidden entrance. And most people who find this will just go over here and be like, oh, it's a dead end. But actually you gotta turn around and jump onto this platform, then up here, which is a rather tricky jump. Then you turn around again and jump onto this and jump into this, and then you'll see this pipe over here. You can actually jump into this pipe and you'll notice these candles, so it's getting rather spooky. And then when you jump out of this pipe, you'll notice this amazing looking garden. And as you make your way into this garden, you'll see a char cup called Anya Fairman. And Anya Fairman actually has a secret strawberry garden over here. And you can talk to her and she'll basically tell you that you can take as much strawberries as you want as long as you don't tell the others about this place, because she doesn't want to share her strawberries with everybody. And it's just, you can gather these strawberries and it just looks amazing. I think this is one of the most beautiful looking areas in Guild Wars 2. The northeast corner of the Essa Plateau there's a meta event that's called Flame Legion Battles. And as you've just seen, if you do this meta event, eventually you'll open up a portal to the Font of Rand. And the Font of Rand is a meta event that has some puzzles and a boss fight. And it's actually a rather cool place, I'd say. I'm not sure if I will be able to show you everything right now, because there's not a lot of people doing the event now, but it's definitely worth checking out. You can actually see if the portal is open on your map. Right now it's open because, the meta event has just gotten to that stage. So let's... Oh, there's actually people coming in, so let's see if we can do that mini dungeon. So you go over here and you'll see this portal, and if you go into this, you'll appear in the font of Ren. Now again, I could just make a whole video just about the font of Ren, but I'm just going to give you the short version. The first thing you gotta do is take out this Flame Legion guy right next to the frozen wall, and you gotta do it next to the frozen wall because in that case the frozen wall will actually shatter, allowing you to enter the next room. There's a sword here that you need, but to get it you actually gotta jump up there and hit the chain. You get a special skill for that, and then you gotta pick up the sword. Now you'll want to be careful with the sword because you'll need it later on, and if you lose it you're gonna have to backtrack all the way here. Alright, so the next thing you do is you destroy one of these statues. It drops a statue head, and you can then use that in the mortar that is standing over here. You can like use it as a cannonball. Basically you just press use and you'll see that all of this rubble will be destroyed, allowing you to go into the water and to the next room. Now you just dive down here, and you do not want to go here, what I thought at first. Now you actually want to go at the side. So you just swim through here, and there's some enemy guys here, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And then you get in the tricky room. This is really tricky because what you gotta do is you gotta touch the frost torch. Then you gotta I think you can do it with any projectile, but there's like spear guns to do this. And what you want to do is you want to open up these coffins, and some of these coffins actually release a bubble. And what happens if you shoot a projectile at this bubble, it reflects towards you. And what you want to try is you want to shoot at the bubble so that it reflects towards you. And if that happens, you can see you get this sort of frozen burst. And you'll want to sort of extinguish all of the flaming heads in that room. There are like 8. Once you've done that, you can swim on to the next room, which I'm doing over here. And this is where you'll need the sword. There's some enemy guys here again, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. In this room there are a bunch of statues, and one of these statues is missing a sword. You place the sword into the hands of the statue and the door will open. Then you get to the final room, which is the boss room. Gotta watch out for the fire a bit, because it basically takes down half of your HP. You just swim to the back and you'll notice a chest, and if you interact with the chest, the boss will spawn. You know, it's underwater, so some people used to have trouble with this, but nowadays you know, most GW2 players know how to play the game, so it's not that hard anymore. You just take down the boss, which I'm going to skip here because it takes a while. And once you kill him, you'll actually see that you get a war chest, just like from the world bosses, and it gives you 1 rare. So that's rather nice actually. And you'll also notice that there's, you know, there's his chest, but there's now also a Grand chest, which dropped me another rare, so yay. And that's the font of Ren. I don't think you get an achievement from this, but it's still a nice place to see. In Ebonhawk, in the Fields of Ruin, you'll notice these volumes of the foundings scattered around, and actually if you read all of these in a single day, you'll get an Explorer achievement that's worth 10 achievement points. And also you'll probably remember the separatist propaganda posters which you had to tear down for the heart is located over here. If you tear down all of them in a single day, you'll get another Explorer achievement which is worth another 10 achievement points. So if you want a quick easy 20 achievement points, go to Ebonhawk and do those 2 things. Also in Ebonhawk, right next to the farm with the angry chickens, if you go over here you'll see a door, and if you go into this building you will see this Ebon Vanguard soldier, and basically she's impersonating the Ebon Vanguard, and she tells you about that. And if you open this, you'll actually find that there's a secret Order of Whispers lair in here, and you can talk to them. And there's also one of the parts of the founding over here, so if you're doing the achievement in which you gotta collect all the parts of the founding, then you also go through this place. And there's also this concealed door, and this actually leads to the farm with the angry chickens. So if you're ever on the farm with the angry chickens and you want to get out of here fast because the chickens are angry at you. Ah! You can just use this hatch to go to the secret order of Whisper's lair. In the upper right corner of the Plains of Ashford there's a cave called the Human's Lament, and there's a vista here that you need, but actually if you take a right turn instead of a left turn, you will see that there's a rather nice looking area with some human ghosts and a chest. So let's go over there. Like, the vista's over here, but if you go to the right you see a rather large area here. It looks awesome. There's a ton of Ascalonian guys over here, so let's take those out. Alright, and let's open the chest. You know, just a fun little thing. This area looks rather nice. And once again in Ebonhawk, if you go over here next to this vista, you'll notice this staircase. And if you climb this staircase, you know, you just gotta follow it a bit. You'll notice that you can actually jump onto the roof of this building. And from that roof you can jump onto another roof, and then you'll see this pipe organ. And if you play the song that plays at Gwen's grave in Ebonhawk, the door will actually open and will reveal a chest. And I'm not going to play the entire thing right now because that would take a long time, but you can see the notes in the video. And if you play the entire thing, which I just did, it will actually play at a normal tempo for you, and you'll notice this chest. So that's a nice little touch they put in, and yeah. The chest doesn't really drop great loot or anything, but it's a nice touch. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching the video. I hope that I showed you something you didn't know yet. I'm actually getting back into doing GW2 videos, so if you enjoyed this, stay tuned because I will probably be doing the fun things you might have missed in the Shiver Peaks video soon. As I said, I've been getting back into doing GW2 videos. Last week I did the people falling at Dry Top video. And I'm actually also working on some harp videos. I've got some pretty amazing stuff coming up there. I've been playing with some people who are actually very talented at playing the harp and other instruments in GW2. We've been playing together a lot. And that will also be on my channel in the near future. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys next time.